舉個例，咁你就知道香港嘅價值喺美國同埋喺 Freemason 係幾重要。邊個想知多一個理由？天馬座英文叫 Pegasus， 佢係一隻灰馬。丹佛機場門口有隻咩啊？就係嗰隻灰馬。美國最大一個 project， 穿越時空嘅 project 就係叫做 Montauk Project。點解叫 Montauk Project？ 因為喺 Montauk 呢個地方去做，但係佢代號就係 Project Pegasus。問你服未？
飛馬計劃 Project Pegasus 係由告密者 Andrew D. Basiago 所披露。該計劃由美國國防高級研究計劃局 DARPA 旗下嘅美國國防技術部門代表美國政府進行國防科研同開發項目，以實現時間旅行嘅目的。Andrew D. Basiago 自9歲，即1968年開始參與呢個計劃。佢指出，藉着乘坐一部名為 Chronovisor 或 Jump Room 嘅時空機器，就可以觀看過去同未來，甚至置身其中。呢張照片就係 Andrew Basiago 聲稱佢喺9歲嘅時候乘坐時光機返到過去，抵達林肯總統喺美國葛斯底堡 Gettysburg 嘅現場。當時嘅人拍低咗有 Andrew Basiago 在場嘅一張歷史照片。呢張係大英百科全書記載林肯嘅歷史照片。呢個係另一張於同一個時間同地點拍攝嘅照片，當中出現咗聲稱曾返到過去嘅9歲小童 Andrew Basiago。Andrew Basiago 指出，自己曾經喺1980年與另外13人一同參與美國中央情報局 CIA 嘅秘密計劃，利用可以穿越時空嘅 Jump Room 去到位於火星嘅美國基地。而領導呢個火星計劃同訓練佢哋嘅就係著名嘅遙視者 Ed Ames。甚至現任美國總統奧巴馬亦曾參與呢個計劃，並前往咗火星最少2次。Andrew Basiago 指出，參與計劃嘅14人包括 Andrew D. Basiago 自己及其父親 Raymond F. Basiago， 本身亦係秘密利用 Tesla 嘅技術為 CIA 工作，亦喺時空穿梭計劃負責聯絡員工作。著名嘅遙視者 Major Ed Ames， 曾任美國國防高級研究計劃局 DARPA 主管嘅 Regina E. Duggan， 美國第34任總統艾森豪威爾嘅孫女 Mary J. Eisenhower， 另外艾森豪威爾嘅曾孫女 Laura Magdalene Eisenhower 曾向公眾公開揭露咗2006年4月到2007年1月間有一個火星殖民嘅項目計劃秘密向佢招聘，因此佢了解到呢個 Andrew Basiago 所指嘅火星項目係千真萬確。CIA 情報員 Courtney M. Hunt、Linda Hunt， 美國太空人 William C. McCoo 亦曾參加呢一個計劃，可惜佢喺2003年2月1日，當太空穿梭機哥倫比亞號回航時發生爆炸而死亡，因而有一座火星嘅山脈以佢嘅名字命名為 McCoo Hill。曾任美國總統尼克遜助手，現為告密者嘅 Bernard Mendes， 佢亦公開自己曾參加同一個火星計劃。告密者 Arthur Newman 亦公開自己曾參與呢一個計劃。美國現任總統奧巴馬 Barack H. Obama、Michael C. Ralph、William B. Stillings， 佢亦公開自己曾參與，並常常同 Andrew Basiago 一齊向公眾分享當中嘅經歷，以及曾任美國 CIA 主管嘅美國海軍上將 Admiral Stanfield T. Turner。而呢14人當中，大部分都已企出嚟證明佢哋曾參與呢個1980年代嘅火星計劃。由此可見，天馬計劃及火星計劃極可能並唔係傳言，而係真實存在嘅。
The title of today's presentation is Project Pegasus and the Advent of Time Travel. As many of you know, I've been waging a truth campaign now for almost 10 years, informing the people of the United States and the world that the United States crossed the threshold into practical time travel through multiple forms of time travel technology by 1970. And the advent of time travel occurred in a specific historical context, which is work that was being done by the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency beginning in the mid-1960s and continuing through the mid-1970s. So I'm trying to both present what happened in the derivation of time travel and also sort of diffuse a lot of the conspiracy theories and urban legends that have developed around the subject of time travel. Because it was in fact DARPA's Project Pegasus that pioneered time travel, and then many cover stories were propagated, including the Philadelphia experiment cover story. I can distinguish that later in my lecture. So, and I also want to stress that both during today's lecture about Project Pegasus and my lecture tomorrow about the CIA's Mars Jump Room program, I am sharing direct personal experience and nothing but it. So one of the things I'm trying to do is just stick to what I experienced. And if I end up, as I imagine I will, answering some questions, I'm going to tell you what I know from direct experience, what I can speculate about based on my direct experience and other claims that have been made, and then I'll tell you when I don't know something. Because I really think that in parapolitics, the paranormal, and parascience, we have to do that to be credible. I mean, I'm sharing information that leading physicists consider heretical, but in fact I was working with some of the world's leading physicists, indeed the Manhattan Project physicists on Project Pegasus. So that's the nature of my campaign, the truth campaign that I'm waging. I'm sticking with what I know, I'm distinguishing what I think may be the case or not the case, and then I'm simply saying when I don't know something, because I think we have to adhere to that standard of informational integrity in the information wars that are going on around subjects like time travel. Is there a human presence on Mars? Is Mars inhabited? And so forth. So, Hesper, if we could have the next slide. As I mentioned, tomorrow's presentation is going to be on the Mars Project and U.S. time travel history. I'm sharing information about my involvement in 2 secret defense projects, one in childhood in the 1970s, and one during the 4 years where I was an undergraduate at UCLA in the early 1980s. So this is tomorrow's presentation, the Mars Project in U.S. time travel history. If I could have the next slide. I initially sort of jumped into the U.S. time-space program in, we believe it was winter of 1968. What happened is my father, who was a special projects engineer for the Ralph M. Parsons Company, one of the world's leading process engineering companies, and one of the United States leading defense contractors, told me that we were going to go out and get in the Volkswagen. And he yelled to my mom as we were leaving the house. He said, "Hon, I'm taking Andy to the hardware store," which from our home in Morris Plains, New Jersey, north central New Jersey, meant our only hardware store in Morris County, which was up in Florham Park.
OK， 仲有撞彩，嗰個就係穿越時空喎，嗰個好多走出嚟話可以14歲之前先至俾你去穿越嗰個時空。